All right, what is going on, film fans? We are back live for the first time. The usual skeptics, we're back again with another video. Here we are covering CinemaCon Day 2, Warner Brothers presentation, Warner Brothers Discovery, I might add. Wes, before we get started, man, how you doing, man? How you doing? This is our first live show. What do you think?
I'm stoked to be live. So, this is something that we've been wanting to do for a while. So, I'm actually pretty excited about it. I hope you guys are having a good time out there. Getting to you know, see some of the things that are going on in CinemaCon and all that good stuff. So,
Yeah, man.
uh, I'm super stoked. We actually just watched the Flash second trailer, which was
Just finished The Flash. Yeah, we didn't, and
oh
you and I
man,
haven't discussed anything yet.
no,
This is
not at all.
live. Before we get into everything, again, we just this is our first time live. We just want to make sure everything's working just fine. So if you're joining late or watching this at another time, let us know what you think about the audio quality. We think it's good. It's probably trash, but let us know. Sound off in the comments. Actually streaming on Twitch as well. So in case you are seeing this, be sure to check out our Twitch. We're trying to stream both right now. Wes is keeping an eye on the Twitch chat. I got my eye on the YouTube chat. Could one of us do both? Sure, but you know what? We do things the hard way. It makes everything fun. So I'm pretty excited. Okay, so now that being said, getting into this thing, man, CinemaCon launched with an excellent start, right? Monday night had Sony come in to kind of kick off everything, and the video is up on our channel now. Go check it out. But one of the things that we kind of talked about, I think at the end of the video, right, Wes, was it was fine. Like it was good. It was a good
Yep,
presentation, but it wasn't
yep,
great, right?
right.
Like yeah, you had some Bad Boys 4 news, you had some Insidious news, some news on was it Dumb Money, which I can't wait, Paul Dano, and it's just that movie just sounds
You
hilarious.
hey, you got to watch Burt Crasher the Machine.
Yes, I did finally watch a little bit of The Machine. That was a lot of fun. Not too thrilled, but I would lie if I told you I'm not excited for it. Definitely after seeing that little comedy bit. So that was a lot of fun. Watched the trailer for that. So yeah, I mean, launched off, starting off good Monday, but I'm not gonna lie, Wes. Warner Brothers, as always, continues to deliver. It's my favorite studio and has been for going on 20 years now. Warner Brothers is just fan freaking tastic. And today was their panel. We're going to get into this thing and kind of break it down. And like I said, if you're catching this live, be sure to drop in the chat, your thoughts, talk amongst yourselves, talk to us. Wes is going to be in the chat as well. I'm going to kind of have an eye on that also. So that being said, let's go ahead, man, not waste any more time after rambling on. So here we are with the CinemaCon stuff here. All right, so CinemaCon 2023, Warner Brothers previews DC films, Barbie, and more live coverage. So we're going to read this kind of at nauseum, kind of going to just talk about some of the things that we find interesting and kind of stop as we go. That being said, on Tuesday morning, Warner Brothers Pictures took over the Coliseum at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas on the second day of CinemaCon for a presentation showcasing its upcoming slate of films. The presentation is the second of the week, following only that of Sony Pictures, which kicked off CinemaCon on Monday night. Warner Brothers has a vast number of films it can showcase at CinemaCon, an event centered exclusively around theatrical releases. And we'll get to that here in a bit. Got some thoughts on that, which I heard David Zaslav just came in and didn't waste any time, right? Coming in with some good stuff. From
Yep.
DC Comics films to Barbie and Dune, the content of the presentation is due to be a surprise, with the panel kicking off after CinemaCon looks back at the success at the box office from the previous year. And Wes, you and I have talked at nauseum about the theatrical experience and how important that is, as opposed to maybe direct to streaming or something like that. So
Right.
huge
Yep.
topic here on the Usual Skeptics. Excuse me. Um, Below you can find a live recap of Warner Brothers presentation, which we will get to now. Okay, so the panel kicked off just after 10 a.m. Pacific time. Wes and I are on the East Coast, so that's why we have to do it a little
Yeah.
later. With Warner Brothers executives taking the stage to the tune of Barbie Girl with pink suits on. They promise Warner Brothers will remain the home for the best actors and filmmakers with a strong commitment to theatrical releases. And Wes, that is huge. This Israel looks back at the last 100 years, Disney and Warner Brothers both celebrating 100 years each, and that is just fantastic. Of films from
Yep.
Warner Brothers. Before looking to the future with footage from the films like Aquaman and Lost Kingdom, The Flash, Blue Beetle. Wes, you're looking forward to Blue Beetle. Barbie, Furiosa, and more. Logos for Superman Legacy, The Batman Part 2, Beetlejuice are among the many to wrap up the montage. We'll get into this and then we'll kind of break it down a little bit. So, David Zaslav takes the stage. He shares his love of DC Comics and says, there is no better way to use the DC characters than with James Gunn and Peter Safran at the helm. Wes and I talked about that in a previous video
Agreed.
a couple months ago. Just a fantastic duo to come into this thing.
Yep.
James Gunn was telling us about the script and what the DC characters meant to him, and how when he grew up that those characters were his family, as I've said. He promises more details from the 10-year plan are coming today with Peter Safran on hand and messages from James Gunn coming. Zaslav ultimately discusses his passion and commitment to theatrical releases and says, we believe in the full windowing of motion pictures. We don't want to do direct to streaming movies. Thank Jesus. He
Yep.
says films perform substantially better, and the numbers have proven that, on Max. I really hate how they dropped HBO. That's a whole side tangent. After theatrical runs, we have an obligation, he declares. This industry has brought people together, which it has. He pointed out that they have 16 movies this year, and they will show several of them today, including The Flash. We want to do more than 20. He reveals. Wes, just David Zaslav, CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, kind of taking the stage. What do you think about his comments? Immediately talking about the importance of theatrical release as opposed to streaming. Like, what's kind of your thoughts on that?
So for me, I love how he just comes out and like goes straight to the point. Like, look, and like he's setting the precedent of being like, okay, we're not we're not going direct to stream. Okay, cool. Like, I'm excited about it because I think that, you know, there's been like since COVID, there's been a lot of stuff that has kind of, you know, like it's hurt our movie business. And for avid goers like me and you, um, it sucked. Like, we couldn't go to our local movie theater. You know what I'm saying? Like we couldn't go and do the things that we, you know, like go see the movies that we wanted to go see because our stuff was closed down or anything like that. So him coming in and saying, "Hey, like we're not going to do this. We're going to go back into the movies." Yes, get people back into the movies. Like, with my son, like I want to be able to take him to the movies and let him enjoy that experience. It's because that's what it is. It's an experience going to the movies, getting your popcorn, getting your drinks, and then going down and sitting there and watching an amazing movie, you know, on this huge screen that you can't have at your house. You know what I'm saying? So I really enjoy it. I think that he is correct whenever he says that there's, with the whole James Gunn comment, like, yes, like James Gunn's where it's at. Me and you
Right.
talked about this.
Yeah.
And like, I remember coming in to your parents' shop whenever you were working there and being like, you were like, whew, as I was coming in and just chopping them down like trees, bro. Like
He's just coming down, man.
just so
Yep. No
him
remorse.
no remorse. But do you think it's a good thing? I do. I mean, bro, like you're talking James Gunn, who has put out nothing but bangers after bangers after bangers
Yeah.
of movies.
But if
And
they
I'm
but
like,
you and I both can agree, if they, and I think we talked about this in the video talking about the ground-breaking news of James Gunn and Peter Safran coming together. If James Gunn, um, alone was announced as CEO of the new, DC Films Studios, or DC Studios, I should say, that I would be a little more of a head scratcher, right? Because
right,
he's not an
right,
executive. He's a
right.
creative. He's a creative
Yes, we
mind,
talked about this.
right?
Yes,
But to have
yes,
Peter Safran behind some of the most prevalent Warner Brothers films in the last decade or more, I don't know how long he's been in the business, but he's produced a lot of these films. So he's kind of the more, suit and tie part of it, while James Gunn has the more creative vision. He's worked at
Right.
Marvel, right? He's been in the writing
Right.
rooms with
Right.
Kevin Feige. So what better person to come in and pair? It's just a phenomenal pick.
Yes.
But yeah, go ahead and continue what you were saying.
No, like I like you said it right there. I mean, him being in the office with a Kevin Feige who, you know, I mean, he knows what he's doing.
He knows
You
what
know
he's
what I'm
doing.
saying? Like he knows what he's doing. He
Despite our
knows.
aggravation with Marvel Studios in the last couple of
Correct.
years, but
That's
yeah,
what I was gonna say.
yeah,
I was like, despite that, like whenever you look back on an Endgame, Infinity War, all of your Captain Americas, Iron Mans, everything like that, you look at Guardians of the Galaxy, like those films, you're just like you're sitting there on edge,
right.
like, oh man, like this is so good. And then you've got stuff like, you know, Peacemaker. So Peacemaker, so good.
Yeah, where's my
S-
Peacemaker season 2?
Yeah, where's that?
Dadgummit.
Where's that, dadgummit? So, like, you
No,
have
you're right.
these things
You're right.
and they're brilliant. They're so good. They're so well written,
Yep.
directed. The cast is awesome. Like I know, like at first I was really skeptical because like I'm a huge WWE fan, and I was like, dude, they're really gonna do like John Cena as Peacemaker. I'm like, oh,
Same thing.
this is about to be some jacked up stuff. Nope, nope. Watched
Come in
it
and
and I
just
was like,
slayed. But that comes to
dude,
you
it's
the
amazing.
brilliant mastermind in James Gunn. Is he the best? Is he Spielberg? No. Is he
No,
Tarantino? No.
no,
Is he
he
Scorsese?
doesn't have to
No.
be though.
But he doesn't
He-
have to be because he knows how to tell a story. And that's what Kevin Feige
correct.
told
Yes.
a pundit in an interview one time was that pundit said, "What why pick a smaller and we'll get into the rest of the news here in a second, but it is important to point out the implications of James Gunn and Peter Safran and what they're showcasing here. We'll talk about the Flash here in a bit, but you know, and it was said in the interview, what made you get a James Gunn? And he's like, look, a storyteller's a good storyteller is a good storyteller. Doesn't matter if it's with a $200 million budget or if it's a film you made with your friends. A good storyteller knows how to tell a story, and that's what James Gunn is. There have
Yep.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I should say. It's not my favorite. Definitely step down from one. I think 3 is going to blow everything out of the water. Who knows? We might see it and be like, oh my gosh, it was another Ant-Man Quantumania. But he's been able to he's been able to come in
Let's not do that.
and well, yeah, he's been able to come in and tell these stories about family. He knows how to tell the drama part. He has the comedic, aspirations there. But so all that being said, Peter Safran, and James Gunn coming out on stage is to me one of the best decisions they could have made. So let's go ahead and get back into this here. I think yeah, okay, so we're right here now. The first film featured will be The Color Purple. Director, I might butcher this, Blitz Bazawule and Oprah Winfrey take the stage. The Color Purple in 1995 was the most important thing that ever happened to me, and today continues to be, Winfrey said. I love that line. When I was cast in the film, it was my very first acting role. Now we're doing a brand new version of The Color Purple that could only come because we found the most perfect director who envisioned that remake. It's a great film. Hey, actors saying their film's great. Who knew? Water
Right.
wet. Winfrey compliments that Bazule's work as a director, writer, artist. Uh, Bazwul introduces the first ever footage from The Color Purple, and it is followed by a short panel with the cast. Uh, Taraji, Wes, you might help me out with that one. P. Henson, Danielle Brooks,
Oh,
and Fantasia. Oh,
Taraji P.
Taraji.
Henson.
Okay. Duh.
You know who that is?
Yes.
Yeah.
And down here it gets into the Barbie thing. So, Wes, The Color Purple. I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't seen this, and we'll talk about this just right quick. I haven't seen this film. I know what it is. Wasn't it Spielberg that helmed
Yeah.
the first? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed the first one from what I remember, but I'd be lying to you if I didn't say I haven't seen it in a long time. So
Yeah, I
I
haven't seen
mean,
it in a
since I
long
was
time
like a
either, and
kid.
I don't
Yeah.
really remember it, but I know that like back then, like it's a tearjerker. But it's a really good film. My mom loves that film,
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
mean, it's
It's classic.
a good flick. So it's a classic. Yes, that's the whole thing. It's a classic. So,
So them
you're
coming into that and doing it again as a remake, what are you excited for this? It probably won't be our most excited out of this presentation, but what are your
no,
quick
no, no,
thoughts
no, 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 no.
on
It,
that?
it won't be like, oh my God, I can't wait for the color purple to come out. But at the same time, like, a good film to where like you can sit there and it's like got meaning, it's got passion, it's got feeling,
Right.
yeah, cool.
Then
Like
that might be
that's,
something to be said. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's not like the most anticipated thing, obviously, but whenever it comes down to being a good film, I think that like the first one was a great film. As long as they can put the same emphasis on the second film, I think that it'll be just as good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because like the first one, like I said, I've not seen it in a long time, and neither of you, but the first one was good. And as long as we can do as long as I can do the same thing on the second one or, the remake, it should be good. But I'll be honest with you. What I'm getting really tired of is remakes. Like, let's start seeing some original films. And
Well,
that's
well,
with everything. Do you get what I'm
well,
saying?
and to that I agree with. However, and you and I maybe talked about this before, but don't forget, statistics show that this is not a subjective opinion that there are more today than there ever has been more original content a year than sequels or remakes ever. So it's not that, oh, they're just tapping in IP. Oh, they're just doing remakes. That's all they make. Well, no, they do original content. You just don't go see it.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah.
big thing. There are more
Right.
original content than remakes, sequels, that kind of thing. There are more original content than there has ever been, and I will challenge anybody any day of the week, twice on Sunday. So, with that being said, yeah, I mean, The Color Purple, I think you and I agree. Yeah, it's one of those things that's like, look, we're excited for it, but it's not like earth shattering. Who knows? It might be Oscar contention, so we'll just have to see. So, let's go ahead and dive on down into this. So, um, let's see. Okay, so now we're getting into Barbie. Now, this is kind of interesting. And Wes, I don't think you and I had talked about this before, but it goes on to say Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca take the stage. Uh, they discuss their pride toward their new roles at Warner Brothers and their commitment to sharing great stories through theatrical movies. They introduce Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, America Ferrara, and Greta Gerwig to the stage for the Barbie panel. It was such a huge and exciting opportunity and a rare one because it's a character that is already globally recognized. Everybody knows Barbie, and she's never been on the big screen before. Margot is the person who invited me on this journey, Gerwig said. It was such an incredible, joyful experience writing and making this movie. When I was writing it with Noah, her husband, Noah Baumbach, there was just a point where we're making each other laugh all the time, and when we got to the end, we started making each other cry. Gerwig recognized he might have wanted to direct it, and she demanded she get the opportunity because how much she loved the story. She eventually started writing Gosling into the script, having never met him. Now that I have a little issue with, you don't write a role for somebody, you don't write a role for an actor, but it's fine. Ryan Gosling is one of the best actors right now. So and paired with Margot Robbie, who was fantastic. So that's no compliment or complaint for me, I should say. Um, Wes. Oh, there's a little bit more here. Okay, so let's just get on to this, and we'll talk about the rest here. I doubt my Kinergy. Gosling said he only knew the Ken character from afar before the movie. Before he knew it, he was bleaching his hair, shaving his legs, rollerblading down Venice Beach. It just came like on a fever, really. He joked like a pink fever. The panel discusses the sets, which were so impressive that it prompted tears of Gerwig seeing life-size Barbie houses and more. That I'm not gonna lie, that would have been pretty dope. Robbie notes that crew members who didn't need to be on set and people from other films like Fast and Furious, which was filming nearby, would come to the Barbie set just to see it. I think I finally knew what Dorothy felt like, Gosling declares. Ken has no sense of humor, Gosling says. So there was no way to hide the laugh. The set was loaded with laughs while Gosling had to play the most serious character. And then obviously a trailer for the Barbie plays with a great fun and tone, bringing Barbie out of her perfect little world and into the real world where people are not as quite as wonderful. Barbie and Ken are struggling to fit in. And we'll get into looks like Wonka here next. So Wes, what do you think about Barbie? I don't think you and I have ever discussed Barbie. What'd you think? Did you watch the first trailer? And if you did,
What I think about Barbie?
what do you think?
Garbage. Don't care. It's what I think. I'm just letting you
But
know.
look, Greta
I
Gerwig's
don't
an
I don't
Oscar
give
nominated
two I
director.
don't give two, you know what I'm saying? I
Poo
don't.
poo. We say poo poo
Yep,
while we're live. We say poo
yep,
poo.
yep. Sorry. I don't care. I don't care. Now, Margot Robbie, hot, great,
Ryan Gosling,
but hot.
male or female?
Don't
Hot.
care. Hot. Don't
Yeah.
care about this movie in one iota.
Nothing.
I
You
No.
got
I
nothing.
mean, and that's just like my personal opinion. Take it or leave it,
Respect
chat.
that. Respect that.
Chat. Take it or leave it. Don't care.
Don't care.
So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But and I don't mean to like rain on the parade or anything like that. I just like it for me. It's like not gonna go see it. Probably will never see it. And like okay, so these sets are really cool and all that good stuff, but like I just
Meh.
meh.
Go man. Look,
Yeah,
is it my most anticipated film? No.
that's what we said about the
It
last one. I'd rather see Color Purple 20 times than I would see that.
I wouldn't look, am I more excited for Color Purple than Barbie? Yes. However, there is a reality, and you'll probably slap me through your camera here in a minute. There is a reality that Barbie could be better than Color Purple. I mean, that's the reality. You and I haven't read the script. You and I haven't seen the movie. We don't know. It
It is
could.
a reality, but am I gonna see it? Nope.
Nope. Well, I'm
Nope.
going to see it because Greta Gerwig, Oscar nominated. She might have won. Little Woman, uh, and things like that. I really like Greta Gerwig, Margot Robbie, who we love around here, Ryan Gosling, who we love around here, and all the cast. You got a lot of people just kind of popping up in there. Michael Cera, I think they said John Cena was in it. Like what? So it's going to be
Oh gosh,
and
here
that
we
might have
go.
been someone messing with me, so I don't know. But I think it's going to be a little wacky. I think Will Ferrell even pops up in this. I don't know. People were making memes of like, oh, I'm in it, I'm in it. So it's kind of like the Avengers Endgame of Barbie. So it's gonna have everybody. It's gonna be like the movie
Garbage.
42. Was it 42? So
Yeah, can we go on?
yes, yes. I look. I gotta say, it's fun when we disagree.
It is
You're not
so much fun.
excited.
But that's
I'm a
why we
little
call
bit.
this the usual skeptics. Because
That's true.
like for me,
Look,
I don't care. For you, you might, if you play with Barbies as a kid, Gabe, that's up to
I mean,
you.
I'm a little
You
bit
do you, boo.
dubious.
You do you, boo.
I
You do you.
I'm a little bit dubious. Oh, sorry, my camera's being weird. I'm a little bit dubious of the fact that we do have a Barbie movie coming out, and I think it has a chance to be really good. So let's go ahead and move on into Wonka. Wonka footage plays next. Wonka, in a side profile shot, asks, "Is everybody ready?" He travels to a tropical island, calling himself a magician, inventor, and chocolate maker. My favorite combination. He has gadgets and ingredients and a relentless desire to sell chocolate, despite people discouraging him. The chocolate cartel crush all chocolate manufacturers. Wonka cooks up an idea, going on to present his chocolate to people who judge it harshly. He takes solace in waiting to watch the men float away as an effect of the chocolate, and they do. His confidence grows, as does the chaos, which includes a tiger and a giraffe at times. What? It has a magical and fantastical tone as Wonka seems to be growing into the Willy Wonka became the legend. It concludes with Willy meeting up with Oompa Loompa, captured in a large star played by Hugh Grant.
God.
I love Hugh Grant. On stage, Timothy Chalamet explains how this version of the character is much more optimistic in his early days than the version of the character we saw played by Gene Wilder. We'll get on to looks like The Nun, Make Two, Dune. We'll get to that here in just a second. I don't see this taking too terribly long. Wes, what do you think about the Wonka franchise? And go.
Original movie, amazing. Loved it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Well, I mean, so you can attest to this. Like, I think, like, I'm not too much older than you, but like, whenever I was a kid and in school, like, whenever we would have those off days, it was either like we watched uh Remember the Titans or we watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Like, that's what we watched on our like off days, whenever we were testings and stuff like that. So, um, I I really enjoyed that movie. The Johnny Depp, whenever it came out, I really didn't. I was older, so and it wasn't my thing at that point, so I really
Right.
didn't watch it. But you know, Timothy Chalamet, I mean, he's an up and coming actor who has done some really great things. I mean, uh, what was that one that was almost like Star Wars? Which one was that? It was really good.
Which one?
The one he was just in, him and Zendaya
Oh,
were both in it.
Dune.
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 That's
Which
it.
we'll talk
Yeah.
about Dune 2 here in
Yeah.
just a second. But yeah.
Yeah. So, but great. Like I really enjoyed it. You know what I mean? So to see him go into a role like this, it's like, okay, um, see what you got because Willy Wonka is a classic, as we were talking about before.
Really is.
It's a it's a classic. So
Yeah.
whenever you come in and you talk about being a classic movie and stuff like this, like, okay, well, if they're putting a whole different spin, which is what I think it's pretty much saying, is they're putting, this is a different, time or whatever. You know what I'm saying that they were saying
Yeah, definitely
in
a
the
new take, a new iteration.
a
And
new iteration. Yeah,
right. And I think there could be something interesting there with, a uh Willy Wonka franchise. And Timothy Chalamet is one of the, let's be honest, one of the best actors today.
yeah,
And dude, if he keeps up the streak, dude, within I would say the next 5 years, maybe less, just depending on how, how long it takes to make a movie and that kind of thing. He's looking to get an Oscar here soon. It's just a matter of time. So, yeah, I
yep,
mean, that being said, Timothy Chalamet. So, whether the movie's good or not, I think he will be great in it. And
yeah, by
I
far.
would pay, and
Yeah,
because Timothy Chalamet is the talent that he is, I'm the type of person who is so much big of a fan of him. I would pay just to see the movie for him and kind of put my
yeah,
expectations of the movie at the door and be like, you know what? I just want to watch, Tim. I don't really care about Willy
agreed,
Wonka. You know,
agreed.
I don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah. That's
see
I mean
Hugh
that's
Grant as
me.
a Oompa Loompa. So is what it
Yeah,
is.
agreed, agreed, agreed.
All right. So on stage, Chalamet explains the version of character. We done talked about that. The next film, The Meg 2. I'm so excited. It debuts this new trailer. It is followed by a terrifying look at The Nun 2. Uh,
Yeah,
just one
buddy.
second. Just one second. Let's talk about The Meg 2. Then we'll dive in the Nun sequel, and then we'll talk Dune. The first time I watched Meg was not in the movie theater. I missed it. However, when wife and I went on our honeymoon, we did watch the Meg on my laptop. This is all we had, and I think it was like piss poor, and it was just her and me. The kids were with the grandparents, and you know, we're watching it, and I'm like, this movie's a lot of fun. Like, it's not great, but the Meg, dude, let's be honest, the movie's kind of dope. I really had a fun time with the Meg. Um, is it like the most, I don't know, is it cinema? You know, what Scorsese calls it? No, but like we talked yesterday about, Sony's um talking about, what was it? Not Sony, sorry. It was the video we did last week about Godzilla versus Kong, the sequel, and how, that movie, the first one, like, it's not it's not cinema, but every studio needs to have these movies every once in a while because it's that popcorn fun. And I think the Meg 2 really, really demonstrates, how fun, these movies can be, regardless of, let's not care about the people. Let's just throw monsters out everywhere. And all I want is Jason Statham to drop kick a shark. Like, that'd be the dopest thing ever. I think we got a couple details about it, but I'm not seeing any at the moment, and I don't really mind looking for it. If any of y'all are catching us live, by the way, let me go ahead and try to remind myself as we're live here. This is our first time doing it live, so we are streaming on Twitch and YouTube. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what you think about the quality of the content. Wes is keeping an eye on some things. He's regularly checking in. I got some things I'm looking at as well. Let us know what you think, and about these topics. Talking about the Warner Brothers presentation. Let us know. Drop in the comments. Wes has his eye on the chat there, so go ahead and drop a comment, and yeah, talk amongst yourselves. Talk to old Wes here. But yeah, the Meg. Wes, what do you think about the Meg? What do you think about the sequel? What you got?
Um, so I'll be honest with you, I never watched the Meg.
It's so
So I'm gonna have
fun.
to. Yeah, I'm
It's
gonna
so
have
fun.
to. After your little your little rant there, I'm gonna have to watch it. So,
Yeah.
um, but for me, I mean, I want to watch the first one before I watch the second one. So, I will watch
Yeah, the first
the
one
Meg.
really has to set that tone. Like it's so wild and fun. Just one second, we'll get back to here. Kevin Davis dropped in the YouTube chat here. And thank you for that, by the way, Kevin. Warner Brothers Discovery only box office hit film will be Aquaman and the Last Kingdom. Wes, what do you think? Do you agree with Kevin with all the things coming out this year? Um do you think Kevin's right? Do you think that Aquaman will be the biggest box office film and
Out of DC
for Warner Brothers? Because
for
because he
Warner
said
Brothers.
because he said Warner Brothers Discovery. Do you think Aquaman will be the biggest box office? You give your thoughts and I'll give mine here.
Um, I mean, is the Flash Warner Brothers? The Flash is Warner Brothers, isn't it? So for me personally, I think that it's going to be neck and neck with the Flash and Aquaman too. You know what I mean? So, with them basically writing Poopy Girl out of Aquaman, um, so hey, bro, listen, we just
Not
we
going in
we
all that.
spit
I-
we spit facts. I'm just
Is
saying. So,
is Aquaman going to be the biggest box office film for Warner
I'm just
Brothers
saying.
Discovery?
No, like so I think with the rewrites, I think with the reshoots and stuff that they've got for the Flash, I think that um I will have to agree with him with the
Do you think Aquaman will be the biggest Warner Brothers film?
I I think it's going to be neck and neck with Flash. I think that the
See,
Flash is going to be a little bit above Aquaman, but I think
okay,
they're going to be neck and neck because of everybody. Like for me, I'm so
right,
stoked about and we're going to talk about the Flash later, but I'm
yeah,
so stoked about like what is it? Keaton,
Michael
Michael
Keaton.
Keaton being Batman. Like everybody's like, oh shit, he's back. You
That's a
know what I
box
mean?
office
Like,
draw alone, let's be
yeah, dude,
honest. Yeah,
alone, done,
alone.
right?
Oh,
So, and then everybody's love like of Jason Momoa. I mean, he's
not wrong.
and that's just they did really well on the first film of Aquaman.
Not the best
Uh,
comic book movie, but I thought it was
Not the
pretty
best,
dope.
no, but for DC,
Oh,
that was their
yeah.
best. That
Oh,
was their best by
one of the
far.
best
Yep,
post Dark Knight DC
yep,
films. Now, I think
yep.
Man of Steel's better. I might put the first Shazam movie just above Aquaman, but I mean, I thought Aquaman was great. So you think neck and neck, Kevin? I have to respectfully disagree. Wes, you already mentioned it. You already mentioned it. And look, Kevin, Wes, you both have reason to believe it could be the biggest box office film this year from Warner Brothers Discovery. And here's why I think you could be right. The first Aquaman film made $1 billion. The first
Yep.
DC film to make $1 billion. Sorry, the first post the Nolan Dark Knight movies to make $1 billion. That's big. Like that's not nothing to sneeze at, right? Um, I don't know, man. I have to go with the Flash, despite Ezra Miller controversy, which we won't get into right now. Despite what's going on with that, I have to go with my gut and say, and who knows? At the end of the year, Kevin, you can correct us and be like, you know what? Told you. First chat in our first live stream here, Kevin. You called it, man. Um, but I don't know. I don't see how the Flash with Michael Keaton, with the hype we're hearing about it, dude. It showed at CinemaCon tonight, and we're going to be here. We're going to try and record through by the time everybody gets out of watching the Flash. I think at the time of recording, I think right now they are still in the movie watching it, but post the movie's release, um, w- Gabe, Kevin, you look. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying you have good reason to believe that. I just think the Flash is going to take it, right? Despite the controversy, you got Michael Keaton coming back, all that kind of stuff. Ben Affleck, even though a small role, you got Ben Affleck with the hype, right? And not to mention, they are showing this film at CinemaCon in front of God and everybody when it comes out, they are lifting the social media embargo, so everybody's going to be talking about it on social media. Warner Bros. And this movie don't come out for another 2 months till June. Till June. Wes, if you can check on the release date for me, but I think it's June. But my God, I think The Flash is going to be the biggest film, like $1 billion. Am I going to say 1.5? Am I going to say Top Gun Maverick numbers? No, but $1 billion. I think it's plausible. There is controversy with Aquaman. With Queen Mara. Sorry, can you help me here? Amber Heard. Despite what you think about that, there's controversy there. But oh my God, just Wes is just spamming the chat here. So look, I legitimately believe that you're on the right track. Maybe Aquaman could be the biggest, but I personally think The Flash. What do you all think if you're watching this? What do you think will be the biggest Warner Brothers Discovery film, box office wise, to come out of 2023? Let us know your comments. Wes thinks it could be neck and neck. Maybe The Flash. What'd you say? Aquaman or The Flash just topping over?
I think no, I said that the Flash I think is gonna like be the top earner, but I think they're gonna be neck and neck.
Neck and neck, yeah. I mean, I could see that. I
But
think Flash is going to blow it out of the water, though. No pun intended.
but the jackass. So the thing is, like, we haven't seen Aquaman 2's trailer yet, so we have no
I
idea
think
what to
CinemaCon
expect.
did.
We haven't seen
True.
the
Sorry, I thought you were talking about
Aquaman 2.
collectively. Yeah.
We haven't seen
Yeah.
Aquaman 2's trailer yet. So, yeah, we could be sitting here like, like
You speculate all day long, but
speculate
just
and
depends.
being crazy about like this Flash movie because we've seen the the stuff. So it's like,
And all the hype going into it, though. Do you hear any hype going into Aquaman? I don't. I keep forgetting the movie's coming out.
oh, for
I keep forgetting the
goodness
movie's coming
sakes.
out.
Wait
Everybody
till
keeps
they
talking about
drop
The
a
Flash.
trailer. Okay, because the trailer's out.
Is Michael Keaton popping up in Aquaman 2? Oh,
God.
Kevin, I think
I
you
don't
might
have
be right, my friend. We'll have to see. Check back with us in a couple months and let us know. Prove me wrong. So all right, The Nun 2, I think we'll talk Wes, we'll talk about this real quick.
Okay.
I'm not the big horror fan, so I'm gonna throw this to Wes. What do you think about The Nun 2, and do you think that this is a good addition to the current slate for Warner Brothers Discovery?
So The Nun was okay as a horror film for me. Um, and I do love horror movies. Like that's what I love to watch. Like Megan, whenever Megan came out, it was fun. It was okay. I thought it could be better. But The Nun was okay. There was a lot of good jump scares. There was a lot of good, like, intense moments and stuff like that. But um, I, if it can get on the level of like Evil Dead Rise that just came out, we'll be good to go. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? So that movie was
and
into that. I don't know if you probably hadn't seen it, but Evil Dead Rise, holy
I heard it
moly.
was a lot of fun. Now I'm a fan of the Evil Dead franchise. That's
It's
more
so much fun.
that's more uh uh satire than it is like
Not
actual
this one,
horror. Is it?
not
Is it
this
really?
movie.
Delves more into horror?
Oh,
Oh, hey, I'm
it's
down.
great.
I'm
Yeah,
down.
it's good. It's good.
Well,
So,
good deal.
but whenever it comes to The Nun 2, like let's see what it's got for us.
So do
That's
you
the whole
think
thing.
as a horror fan, do you like no, I'm not being facetious here. Do you think that there is an audience? Obviously horror's been very good. I mean, it's made on a lower budget. Most horror films are, so it's obviously probably going to make some money. But The Nun 2, do you think people just for this movie specifically, do you think that there's an audience for it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there were yes. Yes.
It's going to
I
make
think
quite a
there's an
bit.
audience for it. Yeah.
I don't even know
Um,
how much the first one made, but I'm sure it made quite a
but
bit.
for
Yeah.
and that's the whole thing. What sucks is like horror movies don't make as much as these big, dramas or comedies or,
But does it have to? Because the
action.
percentage of profit is it could be even higher than of as
And
opposed
that's
to a
But that's
right,
my point. See, so for me as
right.
a horror fan, like what I look for like because I've always looked for it like since I was a kid, like I love makeup and effects. Like that's my thing. Whenever they do horror films and they do it, and it's more of CGI, and like you're just getting CGI'd
Right.
heads getting decapitated or whatever you're watching. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, it'd be so much better if they did it like with FX. You know what I mean? Like with an actual like
Right.
painter and stuff. Like
Practical.
one of my
Yeah.
favorite shows that I ever watched was Face Off because they
I
did
love Face
these.
Off. Oh my
It
god.
was so great. That,
Would you like
but
to suck my tongue? I love Face Off. You kidding me?
no, what are you talking about?
Face
Are you
Off.
talking about the movie?
Yeah.
No, get out of here.
Oh,
No,
what
I'm
are you
talking
talking
about
about?
the sci-fi show. It's called Face Off, and it's where
Oh, I'm
they
thinking
did
of the
like,
Nick Cage and
yeah, dude,
I was about to say, how
jackass.
are you pulling out Face Off? I mean, I'm down to talk Face Off, but I'm like, wait,
No,
what?
no. Like, so Face Off was this show on Sci-Fi where they did nothing but special effects makeup, and they had different themes every week, and it
Oh.
was so great. And I was like,
I was
dude,
like, why are you bringing Face Off into this? And then I'm
these
just like, all right.
people, like, that's what I look for whenever I go into a horror movie. It's like how well the makeup and effects were to make it the most realistic. Like, so like whenever I watch a show like a um Walking Dead per se, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, that makeup artist, like the way they make their bruises or faces, like they're awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I look for. So I don't know. Like I don't like the whole CGI horror film type deal. It's just not my thing. You know,
Okay.
I want to see somebody who's a great makeup artist and a great effects maker do their job and make it good. You know,
Go
make it
all in.
realistic. Yeah, make it more realistic because you can tell. Like, and a true horror fan knows what I'm talking about. You know, whenever it's a fake thing. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like CGI. So anyway,
Gotcha. I mean,
that's my
I'm pretty excited. I mean, I that's something that I think could work. Again, not my most anticipated, but sorry, I'm trying to pull up. So, do, do, do. Well, the first reactions, West, to the Flash are out.
okay.
Let's go ahead and talk about this. I mean, what's
Yeah, buddy.
all right, so let's go ahead and jump into this thing. Let's see if I can pull it up here. If you're watching this live, just indulge us just for a second. We're gonna go in here and read. We're not gonna go 30 minutes into this thing, but that's kind of what we're
And
doing. Kind of.
excuse me, I'm eating goldfish because I'm hungry.
Well, don't munch in the microphone. You got
I'm not munching in the
bring.
microphone. Could you hear me munching just a second
I
ago?
did. I really did.
Shut the. I ain't got
Shut the
time for
front door.
you.
All right, so the Flash 2 piece of Comic Con with plenty of Easter eggs, cheers, and Michael Keaton's Batman. Just to look for quick reactions here. Let's see. All right, this comes from Andrew Salazar. The Flash manages to deliver glorious high thrills, and Emaciated captures what many of us have always dreamed of for a cinematic Flash story. There's also plenty of bizarre decisions, some story related and others technical. Not amazing, but still pretty good at times. That's a pretty, I like that. I respect that. Scott Mance, who we love around here, The Flash is awesome. One of the very best. That's bold. One of the best DC movies. A perfect blend of action, heart, and humor. So many wow and chilling, inducing moments that longtime DC fans will love. Ooh, Ezra Miller is superb twice actually, and Michael Keaton still got it. Dude, when has Michael Keaton not been good?
Right?
Holy crap! I'm sorry for ever doubting this movie. Comes from Pissmaker. I love that. I'm still can't process what I've just witnessed. The Flash might be the best comic book movie this year. Love that. Got a little trailer spot here. Eric Goldman, who we like around here as well. Yeah, The Flash is legit great. It delivers some notably thrilling, fun, and creative moments. I felt I hadn't seen in a million other superhero movies. It had me smiling from the Warner Brothers logo at the top, and I even dug stuff inspired by movies I wasn't into. The first reactions are coming in here. Let's go ahead and just dive into this. Maybe this will give us a little bit more accurate. Again, sorry if you're watching this live, just indulge us for a second while we dive into this here. All right, Critics Plays the Flash movie. First reviews. Fandango's Eric Davis, who we just one of the best people in the industry. DC's The Flash is tremendous. Forget DC. It is without a doubt among the best superhero films ever made. That's bold, man. An all-timer, inventive storytelling, fantastic action sequences, great cast, so many nerdy details. I'm in tears at the end. Everything you want from a superhero film and more. Comicbook.com's Brandon Davis had high praise for the DC movie, highlighting how well the dynamic of the two Barry Allens was done. damn, The Flash is good. It's super inventive both visually and in concept. The dynamic of two Barry Allens is crazy well done. Emotions hit me intensely hard, solid surprises, and it got me wanting to watch it again and really eager to see how they follow it. Well done. We already read Scott Manson's there. Colliders, Stephen Weintraub, who we love, noted that Miller was so good in this movie, giving props to director Andy Muschietti for making something special. The Flash is fantastic. I know Ezra Miller has made a lot of mistakes, which they have, but they are so good in this movie. Loved Keaton, the action, humor, and emotion. Andy Muschietti has crafted something special. Thumbs way up. Warner Brothers didn't show the after credit scenes. Ooh.
At least Ezra's being good in the movie.
Least they're being good in the movie. The Raps Humberto Gonzalez ranked The Flash as the greatest DC movie in the last 30 years, outside of Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, putting it alongside Christopher Reeve's first Superman movie and Michael Keaton's original Batman film. Believe the hype. Christopher Nolan movies aside, The Flash is the greatest DC movie of the last 30 years and belongs in the same conversation as Superman, the original Superman, and Batman 89. The movie breaks incredible new ground in superhero cinema and honors DC lore of years past. We'll just read a couple more here. Screen Rants, Rob K's.
All right, Kevin, I think we in trouble, bro. I think we in trouble.
Tease that fans will see some stuff in The Flash you will not believe, hyping up the way it ties together the old DCU with the new franchise starting soon. Just watch The Flash at CinemaCon. It has some stuff in it you will not believe, and it showcases much more Barry Allen's powers. It is indeed one of DC's best and fits nicely as it bridges the story between old and new DCU franchises. It's also the funniest DC movie. Slash Films, Jenna Bush, we'll just read like one more here, called The Flash pretty great and specifically noted how much she missed Michael Keaton's Batman. The Flash is pretty great, and it makes sense to me now why DC didn't shelve this one, because David Zaslav is a genius. Michael Keaton is chef's kiss. I didn't realize how much I needed Keaton's Batman in my life again. Some really emotional moments here. Sasha Calle is awesome. Who plays Supergirl. I want to see more of her. Wes, I'm sure we'll be talking about this for the next few days. What do you think about this news, man? We got our first reaction to Flash. What are your quick thoughts, and we'll get to the rest of the Warner Brothers presentation here. What do you think?
Stoked. Like I told you, like whenever we watched that film, like you saw me, I saw you watching the new trailer, and then you saw me watching the new trailer.
But we couldn't hear each other watch it. We were like, okay, we need to watch the trailer right quick. And I'm going, oh my God, like, love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
And I was just like, hey, you're trying to talk. And I was like, shushing you. But I was like, okay, all right, I'm on board. Let's do it. What's sad?
I'm in.
Gabe, what's sad is the fact that I'm more excited about this franchise and this DC like movement that's happening than I am for Marvel. That's screwed.
You're not crazy. You're not. If you would ask me,
I know I'm not crazy. No. I know I'm not crazy. I'm just saying it's sad that I'm more.
It is
because
sad.
remember back in the day, whenever everybody was like so stoked about Marvel, and then like all these
crapping
DC
on
things
DC,
out,
and now
just like, oh,
now it feels
garbage.
flipped. Now it feels flipped.
Like it feels like it's reversed. You know,
parallel
and it's
universe.
like, and it's like, oh man,
like you're not crazy, man. If you would ask me before we started streaming, what's your excitement level for Flash as opposed to Marvel? I'm gonna tell you right now, dude, Marvel fan here. Look, I got the tattoos, I got it all. There's stuff in the background you can't see. I love the Marvel films. I have stories. I can go back to the first Iron Man film, watching that in theaters. I still remember that. Right, it's going on 15 years ago now. Just right quick, I love the MCU more than I think. I won't say most people, but you know, the hype with Wes and myself is huge with Marvel.
Yeah.
Post Endgame, haven't been too thrilled. Loved No Way Home. I really liked Far From Home. I loved Eternals. There was a lot of shows that I liked, like WandaVision. You know, I liked Moon Knight. Didn't love it. Hated Hawkeye. Sorry, Wes. There was a lot of things in there that that I've liked, but I haven't loved. Right? Not since WandaVision, No Way Home, Endgame. Right? For the Flash and how they've been amping it up the past how many months? 5, 6 months.
Yep.
Dude, I'm excited for Avengers 5, Avengers 6. Now, despite what's going on with Jonathan Majors, that's a whole separate video. But despite what's going on with all that,
we'll be talking about that, Chad, because I've tried to get Gabe to talk about it.
Yes,
and he won't talk about it. He's
yes,
like, no, gotta wait. I'm like, why?
we will talk about it. But with that being said, I'm excited for Avengers. A new Avengers film. dude, I'm in. It's an automatic $1 billion movie, whether it's
Yeah,
good or
yeah,
bad.
of
Automatic billion.
course. And I agree.
I'm more excited for The Flash than I
Yes.
am for Imma call it, man, over anything else Marvel has, even in their release slate from the
Yep.
Marvels, and I can't wait for Fantastic Four. I'm more excited for The Flash, man.
Yep.
I'm more excited for The Flash. Anyway, you guys hear
Agreed.
what's going on with these first reactions. We are live again. Let us know if you're watching this right now. Let us know your thoughts in the comments of the Warner Brothers presentation. Sorry, Wes, go ahead.
I need to take a quick break.
Yes, that is right. Okay, so before
Yeah,
Wes
yeah.
goes off, just 1 second. If you are watching this live, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Wes, we're going to take a quick break. We're about an hour in now, so we're going to take a quick pee break. Just indulge us just for a second. But before we go, let us know what you think in the comments about the Flash, about its reactions. Are you excited for the Flash? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll catch y'all here in just a few minutes. Stay tuned. Oop, sorry about that. All right. I think we're good. Catching Wes at the very end there. Build up the streak. Thank you all for your patience and indulgence as we took a bit of a break there. Wes had to take and do a couple things, uh, but we are back, ready to go, ready to finish this thing. Kevin dropped in the chat here, Marvel Studios regarding earlier about Kevin had asked, um, well, it was really a statement. Kevin earlier asked, Warner Brothers Discovery only box office hit film will be Aquaman in the Last Kingdom, and Wes and I kind of talked about that for a minute, took a pause. And we start talking a little bit. I think it's the Flash. I think the Flash is going to blow that out of the water. Wes, he kind of feels a different way. He kind of thinks it's going to be neck and neck, but the Flash ultimately takes over. Kevin then followed up with Marvel Studios' slight advantage over DC when it comes to movies. Look at Thor: Love and Thunder, goofy film, still made a profit. Yes, but keep in mind also that the MCU is the MCU. It has so much weight behind it, has so much momentum behind it. Now the momentum slowed a little bit since Endgame, but the momentum is still there. It still has
Yeah,
the MCU brand on it. Anytime you put Marvel Studios on something, it's gonna make something. Even Ant-Man Quantumania, I don't know if that's gonna make money, but I don't think it's not gonna be a bomb like Black Adam or Shazam 2, right? But The Flash has had so much going into this, despite the controversy, despite the fact that it's took so many rewrites and directors and Ezra Miller and their actions on set and offset and all this stuff.
right.
With that being said, look at the confidence. Look at how they've been building this up for months. Even the CEO, David Zaslav, has came
Yep.
in and been like, "This movie's fantastic." So I get what you're saying, Kevin, but I still have to stick with my gut that the Flash will.
And James Gunn said it too. James Gunn was like, "This is
Yeah.
one of my favorite films." So,
Which I mean, and two, you want to take with a grain of salt what they say as well, because they are also the people running this thing. So they're obviously going to say, "Oh yeah, come watch our movie." So take that with a grain of salt, but still. So
sorry.
um, so let's go ahead and jump right on here and finish up, shall we? All right. So we're going on to talk. Okay. Tom Shumley explains the version
We're
of the
nope, nope,
characters.
nope. Down. Dune
Oh, Dune.
Part 2.
Okay, sorry. Thank you. All right, so Dune Part 2 is up next. Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Denis Villeneuve take the stage. Chalamet promises that Atreides' character is more of a leader in this next story. She's not just in dreams this time. It's such an incredible experience. Only got such a small time to get to know who she was, and now I really feel like she's part of myself. She explains there is a love story, but also so much a pain in the story. Florence Pugh is a key player in the political chess game of Dune. He highlights the excitement to have Austin Butler, who was just incredible in Elvis, to have Austin Butler and more join on the film. Part one was more of a contemplative movie. I agree. Part two
Yeah.
is an action packed, epic war movie. It's all new sets. Everything is new in the film. Wes, I really, really liked Dune 1. Now, before we get into Villeneuve's comments here, what are your general thoughts on Dune? And do you think that, there's as much weight behind it? As far as momentum goes, do you think that this is going to be a worthy follow up? What's your initial thoughts?
So for me, whenever I watched the first one, I didn't know what to expect because, everybody
I didn't
like,
either.
yeah, like there's a book or something like that, and I was like, whenever I watched the trailer for it, I was
Right.
like, man, this is going to be another Star Wars type deal, right? Um, but when I watched it, I was pleasantly surprised, and I really enjoyed the film. Like I thought that it was really good. Um, the only setback was is like Zendaya. They like packed this full of like, oh, Zendaya's in this film, Zendaya's in this film, but like she wasn't really in it, but a few scenes, like what I mean. And but the overall story was really really good, and I enjoyed the film. So whenever it come, but it wasn't a action-packed war film. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm waiting to see. I'm like, okay, like now we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty and we're gonna start seeing some battles and some other things um that I feel like I'm gonna enjoy more. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right. Right. The other than it looks like you're laying down a little bit.
Am I?
Yeah, just a little bit. You're
Sorry.
fine. You're fine. You're fine. I just
There
don't
we
want
go. Is
anybody
that better?
thinking you're falling asleep on everybody.
Yeah, no,
Wes and I
no,
are
no.
old. We're old.
Yeah.
But no, like you said, I think this is going to be a worthy follow up. Dune One, it wasn't the masterpiece I was kind of hoping it was going to be because I love Denis Villeneuve. I love what he brings to the table when it comes to film. He is an incredible, talented filmmaker. One of the best, I would say, top five, maybe even top three. Give me a minute, but I think top three or top five. Um, Best directors working today and has been for a beat. So to have him come in and do a sequel, I don't think Denis Villeneuve has done sequels. Now I know he done 20 Blade Runner 2049, but he didn't do the original. This is I think his first sequel. I think I could be wrong. Let us know what y'all think. But I think Dune 2 is going to be incredible. So we're just going to have to see. So let's dive in here a little bit. Villeneuve brought the first look at the film for CinemaCon. In the footage, Paul and Shaney sit together on sand. He explains blah blah blah, talks about the footage, yada yada yada. Y'all can go look at that. Um, all right, so now it's James Gunn and Peter Safran's turn. So you and I both excited for Dune 2. So that being said, all
Yeah.
right, you and I have talked ad nauseum about James Gunn, Peter Safran, and how much we adore the two gentlemen. I think they're both fantastic. You think they're both fantastic. So let's hear what they got to say. So James Gunn and Peter Safran will close out the panel, starting with a message from Gunn. He explains he's currently supporting Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which he wrote and directed. He runs through the slate. The Flash, Blue Beetle, Aquaman, Lost Kingdom are all on the way. Gunn shares excitement for each. They'll lead perfectly into the DCU slate that we have coming up starting in 2024. Safran takes the stage. Safran said this year's movies blaze a thrilling trail into the new DC universe, vast, interconnected, and filled with promise and opportunity. He calls back to the excitement for Michael Keaton returning as Batman in the Flash trailer. The first film focuses on Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, featuring a message from James Wan. Um, they were talking about a little bit of the conflict between Arthur and Orm. Arthur needs him to stop a vengeful Black Manta. Of course, he's returning. Footage plays. All right, so we got some footage. All right, so we'll get down here to Blue Beetle. So before we get into that, Wes, you and I, just real quick, we've talked about the DC slate. We talked about how excited we are. What do you think about these immediate films coming up, though? What do you think, just off top of your head? Like you said, we've got what were the films? Gosh, Blue Beetle, Aquaman and Lost Kingdom, The Flash. We just talked about the Flash reactions just a while ago. What do you think is going to be the best film of the three? Just kind of off the cuff.
So the best film out of all three of those,
Best film, not box office. What do you think would be the better film out of all three?
I'm gonna have to go with my underdog. I'm gonna have to go with Blue Beetle.
I
I'm not gonna
figured you
lie.
say Blue Beetle. I figured you say
I
that.
think that it's a silent killer. I think that it's gonna be a surprise for everybody because number one,
You're
like
not crazy
I
to
did,
think that.
yeah, like I think that number one, I really enjoy that actor because of like Cobra Kai. I think that he's awesome, like awesome. So Shiloh or whatever his name is, I think it's Shiloh.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So but I think it's a silent, like it's a underdog. You know what I mean? And I don't think that people are like, yeah, people have seen the trailer and all that good stuff, but like I think that it could be a really good and fun film. You know what I mean? I mean, shoot, how can you go wrong with like George Lopez? You know what I'm saying? Is a crazy uncle with a mullet, bro. That trailer, like I was
Yeah,
so stoked, man. But um, I think that one, I think that one and the Flash are going to be the two tops. To be
two best
honest,
ones.
yeah.
And you and I had even in the stream alone talked about how much we liked Aquaman 1, but I don't know, man. I'm gonna disagree with you again. I think the Flash, especially from what we just heard out of the initial reactions, I think the Flash is gonna be the better movie. I really do. I think Blue Beetle will have just based off the trailer, right? And we've seen good trailers to bad movies, and we've seen bad trailers to good movies, so it's just gonna happen. But if it's the same tone, if they tell a good story, if it's good, even if it's good, I want it to be great. I want to love Blue Beetle. And while I am going to watch it, I am going to go opening day for Blue Beetle, all three of these films. Um, I got to say, man, I think The Flash is going to be the best one. I really do. So they do. Speaking of Blue Beetle, they do talk about that a little bit, and we'll get into that right here. Blue Beetle is up next. Saffron is excited to introduce Palmyra City and the characters within it. Uh, Angel Manuel Soto, my
Shallow.
brood of this Shallow Meriduance and Bruna Markinzi take the stage. It's pretty unique origin story. Soda said one of the things we talked about was good luck hiding it from your Latino mother. The family around Jamie is a factor, major factor in the story of Blue Beetle, helping elevate him to the next level as a superhero. Right off the bat, the family is complicit in his journey. Soda reveals we're not just putting them there to be placeholders. The family have heroic arcs, and that's something that in reading that right there just solidifies kind of what I was just talking about was this film's got to have the heart. It's got to have the story. It's got to have the emotional beats. It's got to be good. Don't just, oh, it's a movie, right?
Yeah.
Like make it good, right?
Right.
They go on down here to say we all know kids or young adults like Jamie throughout this movie. We're not tackling an alien invasion. Murduana says he the gravity of Jamie and his family situation really resonates with who I am as a kid growing up in Los Angeles. He adds, I think he's the only person. This is what you and I talked about earlier because I seen this comment earlier today on social media.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I enjoyed so much of the characters, sorry, I think he's the only person to ever get superhero powers and not want them.
Yeah.
Getting to step into the role of Jamie, I think one of the things that I enjoyed so much in terms of character and reliability, as Angel was saying, all of it surrounding the family. Although the name is Blue Beetle, the family is what saves him at the end of the day, and I think that sets it apart. Wes, you and I talked a little bit earlier about how those comments didn't really set well with me. Now, in context, I kind of get what he's saying. Like, I kind of get it, right? But at the same time, it's like, you know, taking out that comment, I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it a little bit, but I mean, he says it pretty plain. I think he's the only person to ever get superpowers and not want them. Okay. That being said, I really like what they're saying here. I do. Like it's about family. Vin Diesel's family. This is going to be some good this is some good, good foundation to what a good story could be, right? Good characters, have a good script, have a good story. So, Wes, what do you think about this? What do you think about the comments about them, talking about family and does this kind of excite you a little bit more? Kind of what are you kind of seeing
Well,
here?
well, for me, I'm excited about it anyway. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I feel like, um, also, since you know we are in 2023, and there's people. y- I think this is going to be a great representation for a Latino like superhero. You get what I'm saying? Coming out. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So we've had Black
Right.
Panther, we've had like all these other superheroes, and then now, it's gonna draw a large Latino audience, I think, to be honest.
I
You know
think
what I
so.
mean? And I think it's great.
Does
Um
have a reason not to,
for
you know?
that. And like, I know that the Mexican and Latino culture is all about family. So I think that this is a great thing for that and for superheroes as is. Like I'm excited because you're right. He's the only one that wants it or that doesn't want his superpowers. Like
Right.
that's I mean, we've not seen that before. That's something different. What did I talk about before? Let more original stuff, right? So, I never read the Blue Beetle
Yeah, I
comics,
haven't either. I played a
but
little bit of him in Injustice. That's
yeah,
about it.
but
Yeah.
just seeing the trailer and you know, I know that Shallow can do all the karate moves and the
Yeah,
action
and then
stuff.
the
So
Karate Kid, the TV
no,
show?
yeah, Cobra
Cobra
Kai,
Kai, Cobra Kai, yeah, yeah,
Cobra Kai,
sorry,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
sorry.
No, you're good. So Cobra Kai, yeah. So it's I mean, whoa, had a thought
Okay,
just popped in my head,
let's hear it.
bro. Like you just said, Karate Kid. He could be the next like if they wanted to reboot it again, he could be the next Karate Kid. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I
Um,
mean, that's possible,
Legit.
that's
I
possible.
mean, but
Yeah.
anyway, so back to the Blue Beetle. Like I I really enjoyed the trailer and everything. Like I'm super stoked about it. Like not as much as the Flash, but like it's up there. Like, I'm super stoked
Pretty
about it, to
excited.
be honest.
And
Yeah.
I wish I was more excited because, like I said, I don't want to crap on a movie based off just a trailer or just a comment or just this or just that. I'm a fan of almost everybody involved here, from the directors to the actors to like all that stuff. I'm not a big fan of Cobra Kai. My wife loves the show. Um, what I've seen with him in it, I've enjoyed. I've liked it.
You
I
need to
think
get on board, son.
taking aboard. I've tried. I watched the whole first season. I'm like, not for me. But that being said, I think it'd be fun. I really do. They finished up a little bit talking about finished talking about the film. They meet at work. Magazine explains. Marchese, sorry, explains she works for Cord Industries. I think the main reason they connect is the family. There we go, talking about family again. Jenny, she doesn't have any family that she's close to, or she wants to be. The Reyes family, they remind her of what family truly is. They ultimately introduce an extended version of the film's trailer featuring new looks of how they're going to be world building on display. The family's going to quite literally more hands on in the extended footage. Andy Muschietti, director of The Flash, takes the stage. Saffron tees up the photo of Muschietti as a kid with a sister where they're both wearing Superman shirts. That's awesome. They are an incredible actor. Muschietti says of Ezra Miller, he has everything. He has every tool in the toolkit. They are an incredible comedian. They want to do all the stunts, and I let them. When it comes to getting Keaton back, Muschietti says that they had lunch and went from there. He was very intrigued about the script. He read it and he was thrilled about it. We had these amazing conversations where about where we'd be finding Bruce Wayne 30 years after we saw him the last time in Batman Returns. All the Batman lore from the original films is coming from Keaton's return. It was a movie full of challenges because of the nature of the things we'll see. He said, luckily, we had the support of the studio, and we could build things like the entire Batcave, which is something that could never have been done before. The presentation concludes with the trailer for The Flash playing. Wes, that concludes the Warner Brothers presentation. Look, we got our first reactions of The Flash from our friends at CinemaCon. We've got some news here from Barbie to Dune to Willy Wonka, The Nun to the Meg 2. What are your thoughts overall of this? Do you think it was a great presentation? What's your kind of thoughts as we kind of throw it to the chat here, whoever wants to chime in?
Hey, let's be honest. I think that Warner Brothers did a great job. Like, I really do enjoy Warner Brothers stuff just as much as you do. You know what I'm saying? But overall, their big kicker was obviously the Flash. So
Obviously, obviously.
obviously, that's the obvious like thing is the Flash. So um I think that day two went just as good as the first day. You know what I mean? Still
Talking
waiting.
about Sony.
Let's
Yeah.
let's see what like I said, what Disney's got to offer. Do you get what I'm saying?
Got Disney coming out,
So
Paramount, yep, Universal.
because
Got some great
that's
stuff.
whenever we'll be like, okay, like I'm way more excited about the first 2 days, the things that are coming out in the first 2 days than I am for that stuff, or we're gonna be like, oh, they got some work to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
No, and you're completely
um,
right. I mean, I think there's a lot of great stuff here. I think there was a lot of great stuff collectively. Like, excuse me, I think the highlight out of Sony's panel was just, excuse me, the height, uh, the heightened excitement for Across the Spider Verse. I think
mm,
that was probably the most, exciting part of Sony's panel, last
yeah,
night, which you and I talked about. Y'all can find our recap of that below. We did not do that live. Again, this is our first time doing it live, so let us know what you think. We're still gonna be on here a bit, kind of just talking a little bit, back and forth about the presentation, about what maybe we could see coming up. So feel free to drop down in the comments, whether you're watching from Twitch, YouTube, or streaming both at the same time. Let us know what you think. If you like the content, definitely give us a follow and let us know what you think about the stream. Wes, so last night, Sony, it came in, started off talking about Bad Boys 4, talking about several different things, a lot of good stuff. Insidious, Across the Spider Verse, Craven, going to be rated R. It's going to be super cool. Um, I think this presentation was better, to be honest with you.
yeah.
And this is coming from someone, obviously, we weren't there. Obviously, you and I were in the room, but it feels like how
Maybe next year,
everything,
bro.
maybe next year, we are going to try to go that. Maybe maybe it's just the way it was written. The story here coming from comic book movies or yeah, comicbook.com. is whether how they wrote it, how everything went down. It sounds like they wrote everything as things were happening. So, what do you think about this presentation? Does it hold a candle to the Sony presentation? Do you think it's better?
I think it's better.
Yeah,
I
I
think it's
agree.
better.
I agree.
Um, Sony just, you know what would have made Sony better?
What's that?
You know what I'm going to say?
Spider-Man 4.
Yep.
Which, by the way, is bad. I know we're talking about Warner Brothers, and we'll stay on that topic, mostly. But just to recap, man, like we talked about that at the tail end of the video because I was just hoping, just announce. You don't have to show footage. Obviously, they're not recording or shooting, but you don't have to announce anything. All you gotta do is Tom Holland will return for Spider-Man 4. That's all you had to do.
That's it.
That's
And
it.
the hype would have been there for you.
Hype would have been up.
Period.
Now,
Period.
now, Comic Con is coming up, but Sony doesn't usually do big things. Who knows? I don't think they're going to announce Tobey Maguire. I don't think they're going to announce Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4. Let's be honest, they're going to make it. They're
Yeah.
going to coming fresh off a $1.9 billion movie. They're going to make Spider-Man 4. I don't think Disney's going to announce anything because that's Sony. But Comic-Con is coming up. That could be a bomb that they might have worked out behind the screen or behind the curtain and been like, "Hey, let's go a little in on this," right?
Mm.
But that was to me the most baffling. Everything that came out, and the reason I said that is that everything that came out of this panel, I've liked, right? Not
Yeah.
super thrilled for the Nun 2, but they got me a little excited. Not super thrilled for what was the other one? Barbie. Not like super excited, but I'm interested, right? Blue Beetle, I'm interested. The Flash is obviously the most prevalent out of everything that's been announced. So,
Mhm.
do you think that this will help the? It's an obvious answer, but just do you think that the announcement of the Flash, it's showing the movie in its entirety, despite not having all the VFX done, because they did make that known before they showed the film. They said, "Look, this is the finished film. However, there will be a couple things that will be touched up for the final product coming out in a couple months." Do you think that that's going to increase the box office just out of the hype that we got today alone? Because the film comes out in 2 months, 2 whole months.
Right.
So, what do you think about that?
Uh, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Um,
I mean,
yes,
it has to
I
increase.
mean, yeah.
I mean, is it going to be a night and day difference in the box office by showing it at CinemaCon? I don't think so, but it definitely doesn't
But
hurt.
that's my whole thing. Like,
Right.
yes and no. You know
June
what I mean?
16th, June 16th, 2023. That's almost 2 months away. Well, it's closer to 1 month, but still about a month and a half away.
Yeah.
Very rarely do movies show, especially something as big as this, like a tentpole film like The Flash. I mean, it's a big comic book movie to be coming out a month and a half in advance. Now, granted, it wasn't shown to the public; it was shown to CinemaCon, but still, the last time they done this, last year's Comic Con, keep calling it Comic Con, CinemaCon was they played Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
So,
Which was amazing.
oh, I
Might
could
I add.
talk, I could talk Top Gun Maverick all the time. Every time I go to my dad's, he's like, because he doesn't have streaming, he doesn't get internet where he's at, so he just flips on DirecTV, and he's like, he'll go to his because he bought Top Gun Maverick
Yeah.
on VOD, and he's like, "Oh darn, Top Gun Maverick's on." It'll just pop it on, and I'm like, "All right,
I
we'll
love
just
it.
sit and watch it."
Your
Just right
dad's
quick,
great.
dude, awesome. Kevin dropped again in the live chat. Again, thank you by the way, Kevin. Pixar Elemental will make money. Yeah, I think that's going to be a sleeper hit. Pixar, Pixar's Elemental. That's the new one with all
Yeah.
the
I agree. I
yeah,
agree.
I
I think,
think I
yeah,
think that one, dude.
for sure.
Pixar is Pixar, right? Pixar is the jam.
Yeah.
Pixar is awesome.
Yeah, dude. Pixar's that Elemental, like I saw that trailer the other day. Looks
It
really
looks
good.
fun. It looks
Looks fun.
fun.
Yeah.
I think way back when we talked about it when it first came out, didn't
Yeah.
we?
Yeah,
Um,
like the whenever like it was just a like it was a preview for what was coming up for them, and it was like Elemental, and we didn't really know what it was about yet. So the trailer came out, and I watched it the other day with Declan. Bro, he's so stoked about it,
Super
and I am
excited.
too. Like, yeah. So like, we actually saw it in theaters when we went to go see Super Mario Brothers. So it was on. It was before it. So, um, yeah, I think that it's gonna be like good. But Pixar, like, come on, man. Like, you can't. That I love mostly all of the Pixar movies. You know what I mean? Can't watch Up, but
I really love this. Right before we get back to Kevin, so I just looked up here on for Elemental. Elemental like light here. We'll go ahead and throw it to this. Just indulge us for a second, chat. Elemental like Lightyear before it will be released only in theaters. Thank God. They butchered Turning Red. They butchered Soul. But now, granted, theaters were in a different state. I get that, but they tortured Pixar employees. They made them mad against Bob Chapek. I'm glad he's gone and Daddy Iger's back. Disney previously allowed early viewing of its feature film through their Disney Plus Premier Access option, which is complete utter bullshit. Sorry, just throwing that out there. Which costs an additional $30 per film. That doesn't make shit. Like let's just throw it out there. It don't make shit. Okay,
Mhm.
makes nothing compared to now. Disney was a little. They announced some numbers for Black Widow in its streaming releases or for its Disney Plus option. I think it made quite a bit of money. But dude, if you would have put that, like, I didn't pay to see that shit at home. I drove out to a theater, 2 hour round trip. Um, which cost an additional $30 per film on top of their audience monthly membership subscription. But as many films are returning to the cinema, Disney has ditched the straight to streaming system, and that's awesome. I'm so glad it's now it's also releasing the same day of The Flash, June 16th.
Yep.
And that like one's more of a family movie, right? With Disney's
Yeah.
Pixar.
Yeah.
I keep Pixar's Elemental. I
Yeah.
think Elemental will make money. It's not gonna make Flash money. Let's be honest.
Yeah, no, but
Keep
I mean,
you know.
still, it's like it's something that like I'm gonna take my kid to go see.
Mhm.
Just saying, just like everybody else who's got kids,
I've got
Come
three
on, man.
myself. I got three myself.
So, but Kevin said, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will make money. The only movie that will slow it down, will be live action Little Mermaid, which I will say is true because my wife cannot wait until that's like her favorite Disney film is Little
I'm
Mermaid.
I'm excited for
So,
Little Mermaid, despite
so am I.
there's some unnecessary. Let's just call it what it is.
Unnecessary.
Unnecessary controversy
Yeah.
coming out right now.
Yeah. Yeah, by far.
Get the
Like, it's so
fuck over it. Sorry.
yeah,
I like, let's be serious for a minute. If her skin color bothers you about a fictional character, even if it was a real character, like a real based on a real
yeah,
person, get the fuck
right.
out of here.
Get
Right? It
get
like get
the
out of
fuck
here.
out, bro. Yeah, dude,
Show
I
me,
feel you.
show me a real white redheaded mermaid. I'll wait.
Yeah, right? Exactly. So,
Who the
and number one,
fuck cares?
no, no, number one, let's see where she's at in the fucking Caribbean, like in the ocean, bro. Like,
Yeah.
what white woman with red hair is going to be in the fucking ocean like that? Not my wife. She's a redhead. She ain't gonna be over there. I can tell you that right now. None of her family's from the
I've
Caribbean.
always believed
I'm just
this.
saying,
If the
like,
skin color, for example, there's a lot of other characteristics that we can talk about, but let's just talk about skin color just for a second, just right quick, and we'll move on because I don't like staying on this, but just to throw that out there. The what I always go to and use because it's more recent, our minds kind of just go to it anyway. When we're talking about skin color, for example, if you're talking about a character, if the skin color doesn't affect the I don't know how to word it. Like if it's not a definitive
the narrative.
characteristic that fits the narrative, thank you, of the character, then it shouldn't matter, right? Black
Right.
Panther, you cannot cast an Asian guy or woman as T'Challa, King of Wakanda.
It just won't
No,
work.
it has
It's not
to
gonna
be
work.
he has to be black.
Yeah.
Same thing with who am I thinking of? Um I'm drawing a blank. Anyhow, But that's to me kind of my go-to thing, right? If it's not a quintessential um characteristic of that character, then it shouldn't matter, right?
Right.
Black Panther, it's different because that the nature of that character is African. So there you go. Anyhow, with the going back to Little Mermaid, what Kevin was saying, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will make money. Oh yeah, it's gonna make tons of money. The only movie will slow it down will be live action Little Mermaid. By slowing down, what do you mean though? Do you mean slow down the
The
Guardian of the
profit.
Gal
I think the profit.
Profit? I
I'm
think
pretty
so.
sure. Yeah, like what he's talking about is like it'll slow down the box office pool. Pretty much. I think that's what you're
I
talking
see.
about. So is like it's going to slow down the box office pool because people are going to be like they're going to go. I think what he's trying to say is like it's people are going to pull away from going to go see the Little Mermaid. That is
Mm,
a classic Disney film. You know what I mean?
right.
So
I think Guardian Profit. Okay, so yeah, Kevin did clarify profit. Thank you so much.
okay,
Um,
okay,
yeah,
cool,
Guardians 3 is going to make tons more money than Little Mermaid. Let's be honest. The better movie though, the
right?
Disney live action remakes. I know we recently had Lion King, we had Cruella, which I liked Cruella by the way. I
Yeah,
really liked Cruella
Beauty
with
and the
Emma
Beast,
Stone.
bro.
Beauty and the Beast. I thought it was fine and it was great, but I thought it was fine. Milan, I that was not good. The live action Milan was not good.
Yeah, yeah, my wife hated it. She
Was
was
not
like,
good.
"No Mushu? What
Oh
is
my
this
god.
shit?"
Well, that let's be honest. Throw Mushu in that movie. It's not going to make it any better. That was definitely
It
script
was
issues.
awful.
Yeah, that yeah, Milan did not like that. But yeah, I think so. So you're basically saying, Kevin, without Little Mermaid, you think Guardians would make more? I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Guardians will definitely make tons of money. Probably be. I wish we could save this for Disney's video. Was it tomorrow? I think, but we'll just talk about it because he brought it up. But I think Guardians would be the biggest Disney film this year. Well, I don't know. The Marvels, I think that has a good shot because
Get the fuck I ain't got time for you in the Marvels.
I'm not
We ain't talking about them.
I'm talking about box office.
Oh, yeah, I
Because
don't
Captain Marvel made $1 billion. So there's definitely Guardians 2 didn't make that much. I think it made like 700 million, something like that. I don't know.
You know what's not gonna make money?
The
The
Marvels.
Marvels.
Oh my god, we'll save that for Disney. Um well, if you're watching this in the chat, drop down what was your favorite part about um the Warner Brothers presentation here, kind of swinging back to this. Let us know. Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny, though, that's going to make money. Let me tell you. I totally forgot
Dude.
about Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
That's going to make money. Let's
Yeah.
let's be honest. That
Yeah.
Kevin, you're on to something.
Yeah,
Um,
buddy.
so
Yeah. For real.
well, I would like for Kevin and well, and anyone else, I would like Kevin to join us on our Disney video. I think Disney's tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Disney's tomorrow. Anyhow, so going back, kind of recapping everything we done talked about. Again, if you're watching this live, drop your thoughts in the comments. Let us know. Has his eye on the chat, so definitely shoot a comment there. What was your favorite part of the Warner Brothers presentation? Let us know in the comments. If you like this, we're like I said, we're streaming both on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So if you like this, if you like this content, if you like us, both us jokers just talking and rambling, do give us a like. This is our first live video, and I think this is the format we're going to keep doing because as far as technicality goes, makes it it's been to me, I think it's been good. Audio's been good and things like that. Oh, Kevin's dropping some bombs here. Dropping some
Oh, okay.
bombs. Okay, Wes, what does Kevin say?
It says, "Do you think Star Wars Ahsoka will be massive hit?" Yeah. Yeah, bro.
All right,
Yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Because I was very disappointed with Mandalorian, but I'm super like
I
after
haven't finished
seeing
Mendo.
the
I haven't finished Mendo.
well, I'm not gonna spoil it for you. It's
Okay,
awful.
okay.
So um basically like I saw the Ahsoka trailer and man, dude, I'm
The
like
Ahsoka
I
trailer is pretty
liked
dope. I didn't
yeah.
like Rebels, like personally. I think there was some like
You didn't
recreation
like
from the.
Rebels? Rebels was so
It
good.
felt like,
I liked it.
like
Who cares, bro?
um.
But
Do I
the
think Star
live
Wars is?
action
Oh, dude, Rosario Dawson when she shows up in Mando
Rosario,
season 2,
oh yeah,
dude,
that's what I'm
come
saying.
on.
I was
Get
like,
out of
bro, this
here.
is
Get
yeah,
out of
it's good.
here,
So
man.
yes, Kevin. I think that
I think it'd
the
be it.
Star Wars Ahsoka will
Look,
be
let me tell you,
a huge hit, man.
and Wes and I can talk about this. And I think,
As long as they have to bring back
oh, where's she?
DJ.
Oh,
Uh,
the Inquisitor, DJ
yeah,
Inquisitor.
DJ
All right.
DJ Inquisitor.
So if you're watching this, what y'all don't know, okay, what y'all don't know is an inside joke here. So if Kevin or anyone else watching here in the live chat, if y'all watched Obi-Wan, Wes and I done our reaction videos last year, which you can find on our YouTube channel, is we were covering the Obi-Wan episodes. When we got to the Grand Inquisitor, Wes is back here laughing. Once it came to the Grand Inquisitor, I think Wes just out of the blue, I'm like, Wes, what did you think about that? He's like, man, DJ Inquisitor came in and was like, wrecking. It's like, oh my god. And that, yeah, he was awesome. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I thought it was fine. But yeah, I mean, look, I just want to say this, Kevin, and then I want to save a lot of this for the Disney presentation because this is the Warner Brothers. But just indulge everybody just for a second. Disney's really got to nail Star Wars right now.
Have to.
They've really, and I
Have
haven't
to.
even. I haven't watched the last 3 episodes of Mandalorian. There was just some things I wasn't able to catch up on, but they've really got to hit it, man. They've got to. It hasn't been this important to get a Star Wars film done right since uh Revenge of the Sith in 2005. When Force Awakens came out in 2000, was it 15? When it came out in
15.
2015, the trailer, dude, had me, I even thinking about it, chills. Chills. I was in the army at the time when the trailer came out and I'm like, "Oh my god." Um I was so worried though, man. I'm like, look, it's under a different studio. It's under Disney. Bob Iger went out and bought, the Lucasfilm and incorporated it and let Kathleen Kennedy, who I think should be removed, by the way, and she's on her way out. There's going to be someone else going to take over. Not a great eh, head for Lucasfilm. She needs to go back and doing what she is talented with, and that is being a producer. She doesn't need to be this high level of thing. Anyhow, West Star Wars really going to have to hit it, man.
Yeah.
Which we're gonna have to hit. All right, so uh Pyramid D in the live chat here. I'm so glad the Flash movie is getting praise. He's obviously my second or third, probably sorry, my second or third favorite DC character. Good to see they're doing him justice. Dude, I have so many Flash comics in the closet right now, like old comics, like Barry Allen, Barry, sorry, West, Wally West. I about said Willie West. Like, wait, what? Wally West, Barry Allen. Like, I really love. We'll get to Kevin here in a second. I really love the Flash character, um, Pyramid, and thank you for the comment, by the way. Appreciate that. I really do. I love the Flash character. I've been rooting for this movie for years. There was a few years ago. I don't think Wes knows this. I tried to launch a YouTube channel and was where I was living, I didn't have a great internet connection, so I ultimately just gave up. It took like 3 hours to download a 10-minute YouTube video, and I'm like, I can't do this. I'm like, it's too much, too stressful. Like I can't get stuff out like accordingly and stuff. Anyhow, that was back when they were still shooting or trying to get the Flash off the ground, and that was when like Francis Scott Daly, basically the same guys behind Game Night were at the helm, and Ezra was like raising Cain on with them on set and was like, I want different writers and I'll write it myself. And Ezra just being all crazy, and then I'm putting this and I'm talking about this in a video and I'm like, oh
he's
my,
not
the Flash is
he's
being made. And
he's not still crazy. I mean,
well,
let's be honest.
they're going through some things, but that being said, this film, to be fair, this film was shot before all that stuff. To
Yeah,
be fair,
yeah,
that's
of
how
course.
movies work. So let's take that. Let's just remember that. Now, if they keep Ezra employed as the Flash post Warner Brother post the Flash, then we'll have a problem. However, Pyramid D, I think that's well said, and I think a lot of people think like that. Ezra got cast the Flash back in 2014. Oh my god, that was back when the Flash TV show I think aired. I
Yeah.
think it was like the first or second week the Flash TV show came out. They announced
Which
one of sorry.
which I do like the I
I like the
really
TV
do
show.
like the Flash TV show.
Grant Gustin,
Like,
I think, was great.
yeah,
He was
I
great.
think Grant was, and this is my personal opinion. I like Grant over Ezra, to be honest.
I love both of
But
them.
just because I really enjoyed the show, and
They
that's
both fit
me.
their own
So
story, like they both fit their own universe, if that makes sense. Now, I do
yeah.
know they kind of crossed over in that one episode, but I
Oh,
didn't love that crossover. But that's just me.
so yeah, but like, so I was telling Gabe, I was like, holy crap, dude! Like, if you look at the new Flash trailer, the home that he goes to, like in the Flash trailer, looks like the exact home that is in
Wes did mention
Grant
that. Yes,
Grant Gustin. Yeah,
drop in the comments, chat, if you're watching this. Drop in the comment if y'all catch up on what Wes is saying, and let us know in the comments because Wes is pretty sure. I'm still a little bit dubious about it. Now, something like that isn't going to make the movie good or bad. It's just kind of cool. So
yeah,
if y'all know
yeah.
for sure, let us know in the comments.
Right.
Uh,
It looks like the same house that's in the Flash TV show
it
that
does.
he goes
Okay.
back to.
Okay. I thought it looked kind of like that. Yeah. Um, Kevin here. Do you think Dave and John, probably John Favreau and Dave Filoni, will be president of Star Wars? God no. God no.
That's true.
Here's why. Here's why. Dave Filoni is kind of like uh I don't know. I don't really know how to say it without going on a tangent. Dave Filoni, I think he's got a future ahead of him. I think he's got now. Obviously, he's set for life, but I'm talking about as far as like something like that. He's not ready for like a project like running Lucasfilm. If you're going to do that, you might as well keep Kathleen Kennedy. John Favreau. John Favreau alone, I would say, is more plausible. Would I love it? I don't know. I don't think John Favreau has that. I don't think John Favreau, let's say by himself, as opposed to, let's say, I know different companies, but I'm about to say Peter Safran and James Gunn. It's not the same, right? Where James Gunn's kind of the creative, but he's been doing this for a long time. Peter Safran's been producing movies for a long time. They're coming together. David Zaslav put them together and was like, "Look, you're going to go work together." Now, Kathleen Kennedy put John Favreau and Dave Filoni together, so it would be. Um, um, I could see where you're coming from, Pyramidea, but or sorry, Kevin. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I think Bob Iger's going to put, especially him coming back after the Bob Chapek, and how he's treated Disney the past couple years under the worst circumstances. Um, I just don't see it. But I don't know. It's too hard to say. But definitely not John Favreau and Dave Filoni. Pyramid here. Ezra got cast in the flashback in 2014. Yeah, we talked about that. Follows it up with, so technically both Ezra and Grant have been in the Flash the same amount of time. You're not wrong. I think the Flash didn't that like just end recently or something.
Yep.
No,
Well, it's final season.
final season. Okay, I didn't watch the last couple seasons. What was the season? Maybe y'all can help me out in the chat. Who was the villain of who was in the? Was he in a wheelchair or something like that? It was like fighting with his mind or something. You're correct. I can't remember who that villain was. Another movie I'm excited for is Wonka. I've heard the plot synopsis and it sounds pretty bizarre, but the reactions to the trailer for CinemaCon was pretty positive. Oh yeah,
Yeah, we
Wes and
talked
I,
about it a little bit earlier.
right?
So yeah,
Yeah, Wes and I talked
for
about that
sure.
earlier. Reverse, not Reverse Flash, the other one, after Reverse Flash, after the Eobard Thawne. Um, it was the guy, like, remember he had the stuff attached to his head, and he was the villain of that season. I forgot his name. If I heard it, I'd remember.
Is he the
Oh,
one with the black Flash suit?
not Jay Garrick.
Okay,
Um,
that's what I was gonna say.
played by Teddy Sears, who I love Teddy Sears. I love that season. That season was good. Not Reverse Flash, not Eobard. It was like the after that. It was after Zoom. I can't remember. But yeah, Wonka, Pyramid. Yeah, Wes and I talked a little bit earlier about that. That was a lot of fun to talk about. Wes and I, well, Wes can speak for himself, but Wonka, I mean, I would have watched the season a lot better than you're talking about. Okay, yeah. So it's the one that's like got the all the stuff attached to its head, but I can't remember exactly. But yeah, Wonka, I think it'll be good. Wes and I talked about it earlier. I think I'm more excited to see Timothy Chalamet's performance over the movie itself, but that's just me. Um, oh, by the way, ask any question while we're live. Just throw any question out here about CinemaCon or the Warner Brothers presentation. What was your favorite part? What were you maybe excited to see that you didn't see, or um, kind of going into
What's
it?
your
Let's know.
like? Tell us what you're like hoping to see in the rest of the week too.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Let us know.
let us know what you're excited about. If you're excited, what you think might come out from Disney, what you think might come out for the rest of the week as well. I'm trying to look up that villain.
No, you're
That's what
fine.
I'm doing. So,
Oh, and by the way, let us know if you're watching from Twitch, and or YouTube. We're streaming from both at the same time. This is our first live video. We've been doing this. We had a hiatus for a few months, but I started a new job. Wes started a new job, but we are back full force. We'll be streaming. We'll talk about our schedule here in a moment. Um,
the Thinker. No, that wasn't it.
no,
Trickster, Heatwave.
Pyramidea, thoughts on Joker Fala Edu? How did? By the way, how did we not hear about Joker? I just thought about that,
That's what I want to know. Like, why didn't
bruh.
you hear about it? With Lady Gaga being like
Oh my god, that
like,
photo, that image, that behind the
yeah,
scenes that they were, bruh,
yeah. But I
bruh.
mean, so I was kind of skeptical whenever they said it was going to be a musical, and I love
People
musicals, so
took
I
that out
think
of
all this
context
stuff.
though.
Yeah,
People took that out. Yeah.
I know. But like, I was like, okay, of course, Lady Gaga's in it. It's going to have music in it, and I was just like, okay, but I was skeptical because I was like, oh man, like
I see what you did there.
I don't want them to ruin the I don't want them to ruin like the first Joker, which was amazing.
Well,
You know what I mean? And
I see what you're saying.
how it
You don't
was
want
and
it to be. What you mean is you want it to be less than the first Joker film.
right,
You don't want it to
right.
be less than,
But
and I can respect that.
see what I think might happen is like he made like the musical part of it could be like, you know, his imagination. Do you get what I'm saying? Like
That's what
a
everybody's
cutscene
speculating. Yeah,
imagination. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. But
It's very possible.
I'm stoked about it. Like
Oh,
I
I'm
hope that
excited.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
Thoughts
but
on
I
Dragon
don't know why we
Pyramidea?
didn't
Yeah.
hear anything about it. You know what I'm
So
saying?
I didn't think about that, but Pyramidea, you're thank you for bringing that up. By the way, that's
Yeah.
a huge undercut there. Why didn't they announce anything? I mean, they had well, I don't think they had enough for a trailer. I know they're done shooting, but they would have to do editing and some post production. Well, we've
They still
seen
could have had at
movies.
least a trailer though or something.
The sizzle or
Or
like they did for
mention
Batman 2, right?
yeah. Like mention it just a little bit. You know what I mean?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's all we ask, right? That's all we
Yeah.
ask. Are y'all watching from YouTube, by the way? Let us know in the comments because I'd be interested to see. We thought about we've been doing YouTube for a little bit, nothing too crazy. But today was our first time. Made a Twitch account the other day and thought it'd be fun to kind of launch live and stream to both platforms. Thought it'd be kind of fun, and I think it's worked. Gonna be very hard on par with the first one, but the fact Joaquin went back said something. You're absolutely right. Joaquin Phoenix does not watch from YouTube. Oh, thank you for that. By the way,
Yeah.
um, Joaquin Phoenix. By the way, Wes, I don't even know if you know this. You might. He was first pick to play Doctor Strange and passed because he didn't want to be locked in a multi-film deal. He's like, I don't do sequels. I don't do it.
Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, I can respect him for that. Number
Oh yeah,
one,
he's very picky about his script. That's
but
why when they
but
announced this movie with Joaquin Phoenix, I'm like, if Joaquin Phoenix agreed to do this type of movie, a Joker movie, it's going to be different coming from Todd Phillips. Like it's going to be different. It's an
yeah, but
Elseworld story,
still,
but still, man, you
but like
knew
Joaquin
right
Phoenix goes all in for every one of his parts.
every
He's a
everything.
what do they call it? method,
Character act
a
well, method
very
actor. Yeah,
a very method actor, and I love that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
agreed. Yeah.
So and it just makes it better. It's just like the guy who played in Gangs of New York. Um, Daniel, is it Daniel Day Lewis? That
Yes, yes,
is
yes,
a
yes.
huge,
One of the best
who's a
actors of all time.
yes, and a
He keeps
huge
retiring and
method,
coming back.
but he's a huge method actor, and it
Mhm.
just makes the film way way better. Do you know what I'm
He
saying?
was a good
So,
actor, though. I mean, good
um,
actor's gonna elevate that script
correct.
and
Yeah,
make a good film.
yeah.
But yeah, I love the first Joker film, and dude, I think you'll be shocked. I've only seen it once. I've
That's
only
it.
seen Joker once. Yep.
Oh man, so good.
It's one of those movies where it's like, "Oh, baby, what do you wanna pop on?" "Oh, I wanna watch Joker." Like,
Yeah, it's not like
it's not
that,
one of those, but it's a
but like
great movie,
I've watched it a few times.
and
I
won
like
Joaquin Phoenix's Academy Award,
it. Hmm.
so incredible. Um, Pyramidea watching from YouTube. Again, thank you, by the way, and if you like this content, please, subscribe, drop a like, all that kinda stuff. If you like this content, what have you seen through the stream that maybe we can do better? We're gonna stay recording here for a bit. I know we're kind of done with the Warner Brothers presentation. There's a lot to go there. What are some Disney projects you guys are hoping to get some new stuff from tomorrow? Oh, so it is tomorrow. The Disney presentation is tomorrow. I'm gonna take your word for it, Pyramidea. Wes, I'm gonna throw that to you, man. What do you think?
What am I excited about? Um,
What
okay,
projects are you excited for?
what projects? Um, I want so I here's my thing. I really want to see if they're going to address the big elephant in the room, and we all know what that is. With Majors and his stuff that's going on right now, and everything that he's getting dropped from all these like production companies and some of these films like that he's getting dropped from. I want to know, okay, so you've come out and you've said that you're going to do the Kang Dynasty and blah 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 blah, and now it's like, "Ugh," like, do you really want to do that? Like with everything going on,
All the money you've
um,
invested in.
all the
I
money
think
that you've
someone.
invested,
Oh,
dude.
thank you for
Hey, thank you,
thank you for that,
thank
by
you
the way.
so much for the subscribe. So,
Thank you.
um, but do you want to do that with this huge elephant in the room? Because it's like, you know, it's a big elephant in the room, and I just want to see if they address it or if they're just gonna like divert everything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to see what the next step is for this Marvel stuff. Now, if we're talking about projects like that, I'm gonna get that out of the way. I wanted to get the whole like majors situation. That's the main thing that I want to see what they're gonna do with. I think that they're just gonna shove it under the rug and like not really say anything too much right now. But whenever it comes to projects, like I'm really excited to see like what else they have for Secret Wars. I'm super excited about Secret
Well, they
Wars.
haven't written a script yet, so it'd be kind of
Don't care.
hard.
Don't care. I am super excited about what
Yeah.
they may have in store for us for Secret Wars. I mean, honestly, like that. Um,
Maybe more of a roadmap, like, hey, here are
yes,
some
yeah,
characters to. Okay.
yeah.
Uh,
That's what I'm saying.
I think everybody and their mom is going to be in Secret Wars, but that's just me. What outside of Jonathan Majors, before I give kind of my thoughts, what are there any other projects that you're uh specifically projects that you're excited to see, or maybe something that.
Ahsoka, the Star Wars Ahsoka.
Yeah, I
Excited to
forgot
see that.
Lucasfilm's gonna yeah, Lucasfilm
Yep,
alone is gonna have a panel,
yep,
and then,
yep.
yeah, they're gonna come in with, Marvel
Ahsoka, all the
and
Star
Disney
Wars stuff that
proper. Yeah.
all the Star Wars stuff that they're gonna do. I'm excited about that. To see like what their roadmap is, like you said, for their Star Wars stuff that they've got coming up. Because, like you said, they have to nail it. They have
They
to.
have to. They have to nail
And
Star Wars.
um, what else? That's all I can think of right now. What about you, Gabe? What do you?
I don't know, man. I just wanna hear some good news about Marvel. I'm not worried about Disney proper per se, like, we got Elemental coming out, we got I'm sure there's some others that I can't think of, but, there's some others. They'll probably talk about the new Pirates of the Caribbean, maybe. I'm just kinda thinking on top of my head, I don't know. Um, I'm like you, man, they're gonna have to address maybe not at CinemaCon, maybe not the appropriate place to talk about Jonathan Majors, but they're going to have to not treat this like what Warner Brothers before David Zaslav. What they don't need to do is treat it how Warner Brothers did with Ezra Miller and their problems and issues with all that. There
Right.
because Warner Brothers' idea at the time was, "Oh, let's just not talk about it." And then they went on to do more horrible things, and it just makes you think, well, if y'all would have addressed it and made it known, maybe that stuff wouldn't have happened. So now that's on you, right? I just
Yeah.
hope this doesn't happen with Jonathan Major, which I don't think it is because Disney does not like drama. Businesses don't, period. You and I both worked in business industries. We know that. That being said, Disney does not deal with drama. You never hear drama from Disney ever. Um, for Marvel specifically, yeah, you had Edgar Wright. That was really more creative difference type of thing. You had Edward Norton back out. You had all kinds of different stuff that's happened over the years, but overall they nip it in the bud and move on. Um,
Inside
Paramedia,
Out 2? Yes.
Inside Out
Yes,
2, Loki season two.
yes.
What
That's what I'm talking about.
I
And Loki season 2? Oh my god, I forgot about Loki
forgot
season
about
2.
Loki. I like. Look, I
Oh,
didn't love Loki. I didn't
you
love
can
it.
yeah, well, you can go on somewhere.
Oh my god. I didn't love Loki. I really, really, really liked the first few episodes. And then I come on, Wes, you gotta agree, man. Like I feel like the tail end of it kinda it went
Nope, don't
it
agree.
it
Um,
went too wacky. It
no,
went too wacky for me.
for you.
And
Yeah,
this is
well,
coming from someone who has Marvel tattoos everywhere, right? And I got the
who
Thanos
gives a
smug.
shit about your
I have to show them off. I have to show them off.
whatever?
I have to. I have to show them off. Yeah, Loki season 2, yeah, I'm pretty excited. As far as Marvel Disney Plus stuff, yeah, I could definitely see that. Inside Out, okay, getting this wrong. I'm excited too. Loki was the best Marvel plus Disney series. Oh, Pyramid, no, no,
See?
no.
See? See? I Never did. Did you like Hawkeye? That's what I wanna know. Did you like Hawkeye? And Gabe, shut your face. Did you like
Say
did you
nothing.
like Hawkeye?
Say nothing. It's on a delay, so it might take a
It's
second.
fine. I just wanna see if they
Like
like that one.
Hawkeye,
Yeah, because Gabe here had it in his bottom one of the bottom shows
it was
for
the bottom. That's where it belongs.
garbage.
That's where it belonged.
You know,
Haven't watched
you
it, so I don't know. Don't waste your time.
shut
the
the
the show the
no,
show
dude, you need to watch it.
starts where the show ends is exactly how the show started.
No,
There was no character development, and I loved Hawkeye.
you're
I
ridiculous.
love the character Clint Barton.
Watch it, and then just let us know what you think.
Ah, that's fine. That's fine. I look Loki season 2. Excited for it. Inside Out 2.
What was your top one?
WandaVision.
Yeah, garbage.
Blasphemy. Utter blasphemy.
That's
I'm
why we're
just
called the usual
I'm just
skeptics.
curious.
We don't agree on everything, guys.
We're
We
skeptical,
don't
buddy.
agree on we
That's
don't
it.
agree
We've
on
unlocked the
everything.
key. We're skeptical about ourselves. Um West, while we're kind of still here, what are some because Pyramid, I think it was Pyramid brought it up earlier, or Kevin or whoever else in the chat or was watching. Um, who brought it up? Was it Pyramid? Wanda was not as good as Loki for me.
Yeah, girl, guy,
No,
whoever you are. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yes.
no. Look, it's fine. It's all subjective. If you thought it was good, that's fine. I love WandaVision.
I love when people so great.
I love WandaVision. That was good. But no, you mentioned a great thing because I don't think if they mentioned that, Wes, I don't think you and I would have thought maybe after recording, maybe after we were done, we'd be like, oh man, they didn't even talk about Joker, or they didn't even talk about this. What are some others, Wes, that you can think of maybe um that hey, you know, why didn't they mention this?
Um,
Elvis 2.
don't care.
I'm just kidding.
Don't care.
Elvis 2.
I thought that was one of the worst Tom Hanks movies he's made. Um, I don't know. I really don't know, man. I can't think of anything
I
right
can't think
now.
of it either. I really can't.
So,
I wish I did. Wish I did.
but
I'm trying to think
bro,
of
it's
some.
getting late. I'm gonna have to get off here.
I'm trying to think of some others. All right, let's just give a couple more minutes. Wes, before we get off, where can people find you?
You can find me at your local grocery store. No, I'm just joking, man. Um, you can find me at West Rathbone 86 on Twitter. Just drop me a comment, drop me a like, follow me, whatever you want to do. Um, and that's about it, guys. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much. We do this for fun, man, and it's a blast. So we're just two regular old country boys who like talking about movies and talking about stuff that is going on. So um, thank you so much. I didn't know how this, all was going to play out whenever I asked Gabe if he wanted to make a YouTube channel with me. But I'm extremely excited and super stoked about it. So thank you guys very much for those who have subscribed and everything like that. So Gabe, tell them where they can find you, my man.
All right, like Wes said, it's been a pleasure coming out here and talking. And look, we did not think we'd have not one but two people there with the chat. I mean, I know that ain't nothing, but to us, it is something. I know it's a little sappy and weird, but you know what? Wes was correct. We do this for fun. We do this because we're huge film fans. I I've been a film lover for a long time, and Wes has been into film as well. And once we met, movies was one of the first things we started talking about, and that kind of just went from there. We've been friends for several years now, and this is something that we really put a lot of time and effort into, uh, as far as production goes, and getting everything ready and doing all that kind of thing. We're trying everything live because we feel like we're confident enough to get everything going. Now, I know it ain't going to be perfect. I know there's some things maybe we can work on, but hopefully, y'all who have watched this maybe live or at another time will return for other videos. So, again, I do appreciate each and every one of you that have liked, subscribed, all that kind of good stuff. And if you haven't, please do so. It really helps the channel out. And we're going to be recording the rest of the week with covering CinemaCon. And next week, we're going to be our normal schedule outside of CinemaCon is going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. There might be one or two things that we might can do over the weekend or maybe a Monday or Friday. But that would be announced. So follow us on Twitch, follow us here on YouTube, all that kind of stuff. We are streaming from both. We're going to continue to stream from both, but whichever one you prefer, both of them help. But if you can do both, that's awesome too. And thank you so much again to each and every one of y'all. I think Pyramid dropped one more thing in the live chat. Let's go ahead and check that out right quick. Wes, what did they say?
They said, "Ain't it weird that in the comics, Batman is just Batman, but the movie is the Batman, and the Joker in the comics is the Joker, but the movie is just called like Joker."
That's interesting. That's interesting. I like that, Pyramid. Good eye. Good eye on that. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Well, it's been fun. Thank you to each and every one of y'all that have come out. Check us out tomorrow. I think we're going to be streaming. I don't know what time zone. If you're watching this, don't know what time zone you are, but we are going to be recording tomorrow, approximately 10 o'clock. We started a little, I think, like 5 minutes after or something like that. 10 Eastern time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. So definitely come and check us out. We're going to be recording for a couple hours tomorrow. So definitely come and check us out. Let us know what you think. And I guess tomorrow's the Disney panel, so we'll be
Yeah,
talking about that,
and
all things
we'll
Disney.
take a break. We usually take a break around 11 or so.
Yes,
Um,
we'll be
so I can
break
go
about
do some
11 o'clock.
stuff. My
Yeah,
my son's got some health issues, so I've got to do some stuff at 11 in order to help him out. So we take a break, probably about 5-10 minutes usually. So just know that and
yeah,
everything.
we'll
But
be doing it
please
live
come back.
tomorrow. Yeah,
Yeah, I'd love to see you guys comments, your guys comments tomorrow, and answer some questions and
Yeah.
talk about tomorrow's panels.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it'd be fun. Got a lot of stuff talking about Disney tomorrow. It's going to be a great presentation. And again, Wes and I do not talk about this stuff coming into this. I pull up the article. I try not to go through it, but I do want to make sure I have the right article. So I kind of skim through it, make sure we have all what we need. But we were able to come in and talk about things as we go along. And to me, that feels more authentic. It feels we're getting our skeptical opinions on things, and it's a lot of
our
fun.
raw
So
reactions
raw
too.
reactions, I love it. And that's the fun about doing it live. I don't like to do it recorded and then posting it later on. That it feels, I want to do it live. I want to do it with each and every one of y'all. I think it's fun. Wes, it's been fun doing this. This is the first time you and I have done it live.
Yep.
So that's incredible. Again, thank you to each and every. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know this was going to work. I did not know that we were. I did not know that this was going to work. Doing a live broadcast, not to one but two, Twitch and the other being YouTube. So, whichever one you're watching on, please follow us on that respective platform or both if you can. Again, thank you so much. It's been fun. Thank you guys so much. Again, he's Wes. My name's Gabe. We are the Usual Skeptics, and come check us out tomorrow, 10 o'clock Eastern time, and we will see y'all then. Cheers.